What is the message to Islam? What do you want to say to Islam?
I'm ready to fight. Can't wait to fight him, and I will knock him out. I promise everybody. I promise you, people in Brazil. I promise my coach. We're gonna change everybody's life, and I will bring that belt to Brazil. He's good. He's have a good kickboxing, bro. You know, but of course I'm much better. So I'm excited to test myself against him.
For Islam and saying that they believe Carlos Prates has a good shot at beating him now after seeing this Ian Gary fight, what's your reaction to the MMA community some of them being a little bit negative about the way this fight played out?
Great, set it up. Bring on the next one. We're expected to fight the best ones available. So if it's Prates, great. If it's Morales, great. If it's Shavkat, great. Bring them. I don't care. Islam is not going to care who he fights. Well, look, if we are pound for pound number one and we claim that, and which we do, we shouldn't be afraid of anybody. And Islam's not. So I don't think he cares who's next. If it's the number one guy the UFC picks, that's who we fight. So yeah, it's like you come, let's see what you can do. We'll prepare for you too, just like everybody else. And we have to respect every one of these fighters.
Carlos Prates claims that he's next for Islam, claims he was told, you will be Islam's next opponent. You're fighting for the world championship. Signed a new deal. Signed an 8-fight deal. I mean, Prates gave us a lot of information. It would be unusual if in the process of giving us lots of information that he slipped something in there that wasn't so. But it's also possible that there was a misunderstanding.
These guys, Morales, Prates, Shavkat, they make me like training every day more hard. But because I say this is the real fighters who can give me good fights. It's more tough guys, you know, more big guys. With all respect, they are the most powerful division right now.
I need a message for Islam Makhachev.
I will knock you out, bro. Knock you out. I will bring that belt to Brazil. The first welterweight champ from Brazil.
I feel in my heart of hearts it's going to be Carlos Prates. I feel like that's the move. That's the guy who's been more active. That's the guy who has the higher quality wins.
Now, still, stylistically, and particularly a guy like Prates, I do believe that the UFC is probably going to give him Carlos Prates because they like him. Bro, stylistically, that's a great matchup for Islam Makhachev.
I'm fascinated with Islam at 170 because I think it's going to be a lot tougher for him. And so now we're going to really truly see who he is. He's already proven himself at 155. There was really nothing left. Yes, there was another Arman fight. And yes, we wanted to see the Ilya fight. And I would argue that I probably wanted to see those fights more than any other challenge at 170. But now, him versus Carlos, him versus Michael Morales, him versus Shavkat, maybe a rematch down the line against Ian Gary. Sign me up. I can't wait to see how it all plays out. And so who are they going to go with? They had Carlos there. They had cameras on him. They did the split screen with Michael Morales and Carlos Prates. I feel in my heart of hearts it's going to be Carlos Prates. I feel like that's the move. That's the guy who's been more active. That's the guy who has the higher quality wins. I feel like this is the move.
Yeah, I mean, it's so hard because like after Ian lost, he was almost like, I lost. Like I felt like he survived. I don't know. I have like a weird mixed emotion about like he survived, and I felt like he didn't give it. It's kind of hard for me to say this, right? It's almost like I never forget when I fought Dominic Cruz. I left it out there. I was fucking battered, beaten, fucking face was all swollen. I gave it my all. Like if I could, I just really, I guess you say, laid it all that on the line. Like, I'm going to try to fucking finish you. And I just didn't feel that same killer instinct. Even Dana White said the exact same thing.
I felt like, I think that Ian is a talented guy. If he had even an ounce of killer instinct, you don't come out and hug and shake hands. And that shit drives me fucking crazy.
Dude, I have the opportunity to dethrone the greatest of the generation, of my generation, the greatest of all time. You know, the 2 divisional champ. And I didn't feel that killer instinct. But when you look at his past fights, his 5 fights he's gone to decision, he hasn't really developed new skills. You know, he is only 28.
Carlos Prates has sent a clear warning to Islam Makhachev, saying he plans to knock him out and bring the UFC title back to Brazil. But is Prates really the most dangerous striker Makhachev has ever faced? Javier Mendez has already responded strongly, and no matter who enters the cage, Makhachev remains ready to face and control any opponent. Chael Sonnen has also addressed Prates' statement that he was promised the next title opportunity. Prates knows he would be the underdog, but he believes that only makes the matchup more dangerous. He is not willing to step aside and wants to surprise the entire MMA world. For Prates, this is not simply about the championship or the money.
Wrong.
I know I'm really underdog, but not because of the title, only because of the title or money, but I really want to fight him because I want to test myself against him, you know, like I'm really excited to do this. I really think I can win. I can like shock the world. I can make everybody surprised.
You feel it. You really truly feel it in your heart.
Yeah.
I feel like it's all coming together for you.
I will do this. I will do this.
You believe you'll be the one to beat him.
Yeah.
He truly believes he has what it takes to beat Islam Makhachev, and he wants to prove his doubters wrong. Javier Mendez has now addressed the growing attention around Carlos Prates, pointing out that one impressive victory over JDM does not automatically prove that Prates is ready for Islam. Mendez recognizes what Prates can do, but he says Makhachev represents a completely different level of competition. He also explained that Prates' recent knockout victories will not mean much if the fight ends up on the ground.
Carlos Prates is an incredible fighter. But remember, Carlos Prates fought with Ian Gary, and how did that go? Just because his last fight was fantastic against which Mo,
JDM,
right? JDM. Sorry, yes, JDM.
Yeah,
doesn't mean it's going to be Islam. It's a different fighter. He did fight fantastic against JDM.
The biggest concern is whether Prates can deal with Islam's constant pressure, takedowns, and high-level control once Makhachev gets the fight into his preferred areas. While discussing UFC 330 and the Islam Makhachev versus Ian Gary fight, Prates has made it clear that he has little interest in Makhachev's grappling-heavy approach. He considers those ground exchanges boring and wants a fight filled with action and knockouts.
I think it's boring, you know, like I don't like watch fights at all, like striking fights or some of friends, of course I like to watch, but especially if there's some grappler fighting, I don't like to watch. I like to watch like people's getting knocked, a lot of action and things like that. And it's crazy because now I really like to train grappling, you know, more than striking, but I don't like to watch. Yeah, but I don't like to watch like grappling and fighters go to the ground and bored fight. I don't like.
That brings up the main question. Can Prates turn his frustration with Islam's fighting style into the advantage he needs to finally expose the champion? By taking shots at Makhachev, Prates claims he has identified weaknesses in Islam's takedown game, especially during striking exchanges. He recognizes that Makhachev has strong kickboxing skills, but he still believes he has the bigger advantage on the feet.
When you watch him, especially up close, do you see holes? Do you see, you know, things that you're going to try to exploit when you fight him? He's been 17 wins in a row, and usually very dominant. But yet I'm wondering, when you watch him, do you see holes that you're going to try to exploit?
Yeah, especially on the takedowns. Try takedowns on when he's striking, you know, like I like to see the way I can, like he defend something, you know, stop some takedown or things like that.
Okay. What about on the feet? What about the striking? What do you make of his striking?
He's good. He's have a good kickboxing, bro, you know, but of course I'm much better. So I'm excited to test myself against him.
Prates says he is much better standing and is eager to find out how his striking compares with the champions. The important question is whether Prates can defend enough of Islam's takedowns to keep the fight standing and use the striking advantage he believes can change everything. Javier Mendez has made it clear that Team Makhachev is not worried about Prates or anyone else the UFC decides to put in front of them. His message is simple. If Prates is the next opponent, then bring him in because Islam is ready for whoever is considered the best available challenge. Even with Prates coming off a dominant victory, Mendez refuses to allow the attention around him to influence his team. Team Makhachev is not afraid of any opponent, and if Prates wants Islam, they are ready to find out exactly what he can do against the champion. Carlos Prates has once again warned Islam Makhachev that he is ready to enter the cage and knock him out. He is not looking for a close decision. Prates wants a clear finish that would shock Makhachev and potentially bring UFC gold back to Brazil. But the major question remains, can Prates actually deliver that knockout against one of the most dominant fighters in the UFC? Javier Mendez has described the matchup between Islam Makhachev and Charles Oliveira as an extremely dangerous fight. Mendez recognizes that Oliveira is an explosive striker and knows that Makhachev is very effective at controlling distance. But Mendez quickly turns his attention to Oliveira's grappling and wants to see how well he can defend Islam's takedowns. He believes Makhachev is capable of standing with Charles Oliveira, but Islam's main objective would ultimately be to take the fight to the ground and seriously test Oliveira's ability to escape, reverse position, or survive. That creates the biggest question of all. Can Charles Oliveira's knockout power stop Islam Makhachev before Makhachev gets the opportunity to take him down? Ariel Helwani directly asked Prates whether anyone can realistically survive 5 rounds with Islam Makhachev, or whether a knockout is the only realistic path to victory. Prates was confident in his answer. He believes Islam needs to be knocked out and argues that beating the champion by decision would be extremely difficult. Now the question is whether Prates can turn that confident prediction into reality and finish Islam before the final bell.